welcome to Property Hunting with Your Dream Home. My name's Liz Rowlinson. I'm a property journalist. I work for Place in the Sun and other UK media. I'm here with Mark Rawlings, who is the owner of Your Dream Home, and you're in Fuerteventura at the moment. But Mark, tell us about your company, what you're doing, and that beautiful view behind you.
Hi Liz, so I'm Mark Rawlings, I'm the owner of Your Dream Home. I started Your Dream Home 13 years ago. So again, in a difficult time when we started at the beginning of the crisis. But we're a company that manages and rents around about 250 properties. And out of our 2 soon to be 3 offices, we sell properties to a mixture of different nationalities. Here today in Fuerteventura, we're opening an office here in Fuerteventura. We have another office in the Costa del Sol and one in the Costa Blanca. And our big thing is about, I feel we go the extra mile for clients. We certainly look after clients and try and work with them as close as we can. And in this current situation, that's become even more important. So over the past year, we've been doing webinars and we've been doing Zoom calls and different things, but we've been trying to do things more personally. So literally one-to-ones with clients as we would on inspection trips that we normally do when people can travel. So we've been doing personalised viewings of people in properties, but in detail, not just a pretty high quality video of what a developer has put forward, of seeing everything around it and people saying, can we look over there? Can we look over there? And seeing all of it.
Yeah, because there is a difference, isn't there, Mark, between a sort of, you can get slick sort of lovely walkthrough videos of properties, but you can also get the more personalised, interactive sort of walkthrough tour that you're all doing with, and you can show the you can build trust with the person you're with virtually by sort of saying, look, there's this, there's that, this noise out here, whatever. It's all about transparency, isn't it?
I think the biggest thing is people have to buy us. It's not a case of people buying the property or the area. People have to trust you as a company and as a person. And I think that's what we need to do. I mean, we've just had a client who's bought a villa, big villa, over the phone, hasn't seen it. But the guy has done more research than possibly somebody coming for 3 or 4 days to look at property. And he has seen everything. And, you'll get an email at 12 o'clock at night with something else he's seen and he wants an answer on that, which is fantastic because that gives you the confidence that when he does come finally and it's completed and everything is there, he's covered every aspect of that. And I think that's the important factor. And again, of course, people are nervous, again, we've had people who has reserved properties and then said, listen, can you go back and show us what the town centre's like on a Sunday? Yeah, of course we can. And that's what we've done for our own peace of mind as much as the clients. The last thing we want is clients to come and say, yeah, but you didn't show me that bit, So I think you have got to see warts and all, and there's always going to be a noise in the background, or there's going to be, whether it's near a road or near the sea or whatever it is, and you get different things from.
And Mark, why don't these people wait? Why are they buying now? I know they are, and we've seen massive traffic on our website. But I mean, what is the argument of doing it now rather than wait 2 or 3 months or so when they can fly out?
I think people have. You've got to remember, everybody's been locked up for such a period now. So everybody who had already had made their decision to buy back a year ago have been held back on that. The market is moving, things are selling, especially we do a lot of properties with investment funds and banks, and the stock is selling, so, and when it's gone, it's gone. But I think people want to be ready. Most of our inquiries that are coming through are people as soon as I can. And I think people don't want to be the process of when they can travel in May, when they can start to travel again. Okay, man, I'm not going to be able to get ready and complete until after the summer. They want to say, right, okay. And even people who don't know the area they're buying in, it's, again, my big thing is about working with budgets. Everybody's got a budget. So people say, where's the best area in Spain? And we're very fortunate as a company that we cover virtually the whole of all the popular destinations in Spain. But it very much depends on how much you've got to spend. It's not just a case of what every area has got different charm, whether it's the Costa Blanca, the Costa del Sol, the islands, Almeria, everywhere is down to a budget.
You're right, and that and we've got 3 properties which are different budget ranges to talk through now. at starting with Murcia, which is one of the sort of the really up and coming and more affordable areas, isn't it, Mark?
I mean, these properties in Murcia, so going back 15 years, these properties were selling for around about 160, 170,000 euros. And this is the remaining properties. The company Polaris World went into administration, and these are the remaining properties that are being sold by the administrators or by the investment funds that have bought them. And we must have sold 15, 20 of these in the last 3 or 4 months. But because of the price, I mean, we're selling properties from £50,000. It's incredible. It's and the most expensive is going up to around about £70,000. So wherever you're from in the UK or in the world, it's of course it's money, it's hard-earned money, but it's such fantastic value. You're still buying at what there was 50% of the value or less 15 years ago, which is incredible. And you're never going to get these opportunities again, which is why they are being sold. And people who have worked hard for their £50,000 to invest in an overseas property, they can see the value, and they can see that they're not going to get an opportunity like this, which is why they are jumping in and buying over the phone, and with video tours and things. But it doesn't mean that they're not doing their research. And again, the developments, we're featuring one, which is Condado de Alamo, but we're also doing some other ones very similar, but other ones have got different properties, but again, different facilities. So it's again about working with people, budgets and what they're looking to achieve from the property.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to watch the video now of the development, which is 2 minutes long, and then we'll talk about it. So these are from, as you said, 50. Is it 55 they start from? I mean, for anyone who hasn't been to that area, including me, I mean, it's quite it's interesting to see the landscape, mountains. It seems quite a lot of space. Can you? I mean, tell us about the area a bit?
I mean, it's fantastic. They opened 2 years ago. They opened a new international airport there, so in Corvera International Airport. And again, so prior to this current situation, the connections was improving daily, with new carriers, Jet2, EasyJet, etc., flying into there. The area, the resort itself is fantastic. You know, it's got the town centre, it's got bars, it's got restaurants, a supermarket, everything that you could need. It's got a daily bus service which takes you to a beautiful place called Puerto de Mazaron, which is probably the local beach area that you would go to, which is around about 15-20 minutes away. Again, it's fantastic. But again, on site, you've got fantastic lush gardens, you've got swimming pool areas, play areas, gymnasium, sports recreation area, driving range, the golf course, of course. So I think the whole area, if you was for a holiday, for rentals, we do a lot of rentals around that area. Again, it's just a great location, but the value is incredible. I mean, we've got 2-bedroom, top floor apartments, 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, as I say, starting just over 50,000 euros, and with 50, 60 square meters of roof terraces. So they've got fantastic outdoor space. Okay, they're not about 60 square meters the apartments, so they're not the biggest apartments, but they're sufficient. Life in Spain is about the outdoors. It's not particularly about in-soil space, etc.
I like, the roof terraces are pretty good. And who typically buys in this area? Is it people who are sort of can't afford the Costa del Sol or Costa Blanca, or is there another reason, to buy there?
I think there's a mixture. I think there's an element of people that live there. Again, it's a fantastic area to live. It's totally different to the Costa del Sol is. I mean, I spend half my life in the Costa del Sol. It's fantastic, but it's a lot more busier. The infrastructure is great, but it's very built up in different areas. So it's a lot more densely populated.
Yeah.
Whereas here you've got the charms of little Spanish villages around you. As I say, you've got Puerto de Mazaron, which is beautiful. Cartagena, a really great city. Again, 20 minutes, 30 minutes away. Murcia city again. So you've got some great culture around you as well. But of course, the value. I mean, if you're looking for a second home and it's 50, 60,000 is your budget, take that to the Costa del Sol, you'll pay that for a parking space. Take that to the Costa Blanca, you'll get a studio, so you're getting a 2-bedroom property for the price of a studio in the Costa Blanca, or as I say, a parking space in the Costa del Sol. It's crazy.
And when it says they're key ready, does that mean they come furnished?
No, so we're helping people furnish them. So they're physically, we're completing within around about a month, 6 weeks. It normally takes to complete. We've helped people with furniture packs and to get everything. I mean, again, to give you an idea, a resale property in there is around about £75,000. Okay, which is 15 years old. The furniture is 15 years old. The white goods are 15 years old. So we're selling these with, for £60,000, you have everything included. So again, people can see the value that is there.
Mm-hmm. And would people get a mortgage if they're getting one of these? I mean, for many people, I guess cash could be an option with that value, but.
Oh, we're still doing mortgages. So again, we've got, Spanish banks are happy to lend to foreigners, especially the British. They'll lend 70% of the purchase price. So we're getting, again, a lot of people, a lot of young families who have maybe got 20, 30,000 to invest. And again, it's an achievable property to be able to buy if you've got a low budget, or if the amount of money you've got to invest is relatively low. So again, people are putting 20, 30,000 into the property and then taking the rest with mortgages. Brilliant.
Okay. Right. Well, we're going to have a look. We're going to switch to the Canary Islands now, where you're sitting in Fuerteventura. And I mean, gosh, a very, very different landscape and year-round sun. I mean, there's lots of advantages of the Canary Islands. So we're going to. So this is a slightly higher price point, isn't it? Tell us about what we're going to look at, Mark.
So this is an incredible development. I mean, and partly the reason I'm here is it's a development of around about 600 villas, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, and 3 bedrooms, located around about 10-minute drive to a beautiful place where I am now, Coralejo, which is, so you're at the top of the island, so you have views towards Lanzarote, and then you have Las Lobos Island to the right as well, which is beautiful. It's a totally different to the mainland. Again, the weather is fantastic. It's all year round sunshine. It's totally different climate. But again, incredible value, these properties. It's we've sold them to investors for rental investments and great returns. They're getting sort of like 7-8% net yield. and we've sold them again for holiday homes. You know, it's a great place to be coming all year round and enjoying it. But yeah, different to the mainland, but a beautiful island. Yeah, it's a lovely island. Again, it's very underdeveloped, so it's not a some of the other islands, the more popular ones, Tenerife and places. It's heavily populated. Here the population is around about 115,000 people, and it receives around about 3 million tourists a year, so it's a lot less populated island, which is great.
Yeah, that's one of the islands I haven't been to of the Canaries. I've been to the more well-known ones you refer to. And I mean, everyone talks about the beaches being amazing. And I mean, you can have a peek, you can get a glimpse of that from behind you there. What is it looks a lot flatter than the some of the other volcanic islands. What is that true?
I mean, you've got the mountains in the background. You go out to places, again, 5-10 minute drive from here, places like Villaverde and Oliver is more mountainous, but again, it's very flat. The beaches are absolutely fantastic. Here in Convalleca, we have the sand dunes, which again is just miles and miles of unspoiled beaches. Again, they're not commercialized like they are on the mainland, so you don't have lots of hotels built in the south. It's a little bit more commercial, but on the in the north of the island, it's far less commercial. There are hotels, but not as many as down in the south. So it is very unspoiled.
And would you, I mean, from the price of what we're going to look at 89,000, that would suggest that it's more affordable than some of the other islands, or is it just that development that's particularly good value?
That development is fantastic value. Again, I mean, it's been sold when they was built 12 years ago. The 89,000 ones was 126,000 and upwards. So it was terrific value there. But no, I mean, even in the centre of town, you can get a brand new property for around about 110,000 euros, a brand new 1 or 2 bedroom new build property. Not the same location, not the same sizes. These properties have got fantastic outdoor space. Again, they've got big roof terraces, but then private gardens of around about maybe 150, 200 square meters. So they've got great outdoor spaces. They've got on sites. There's a water park on site. There's supermarket, restaurant, bars, etc. So, and again, the development is improving daily. You know, it's again, this current situation is obviously things are quieter, but it's changing and improving.
And you probably wouldn't find a development like that in Lanzarote, for example, would you? Because the planning is a lot tighter. And
I mean, the planning is tighter now in general in Spain. So I don't think this development would be built now. You wouldn't get permission now to build it. It was built 12, 13 years ago, and it wouldn't be repeated. The new build that's happening in the town is more things that are being, an old building is being renovated or being taken down and something new built in its place.
Okay, right. Well, we're going to have a look at a tour of it now, so we'll play that.
This is a 2-bedroom villa. I'll just take you inside here. Great thing with these properties is the open space. So again, they're semi-detached, but you can just look at how much space area you've got. You can extend the terraces if you wish, or just keep it as natural garden. Let me show you on the outside. This is in phase 2, Oasis 2. So literally, if you can see over there is the swimming pool. You can just see the fence around the swimming pool. Again, fantastic outdoor space. Huge garden area. So you've got the swimming pool, the tennis courts, the football pitch behind there. So this is the 2-bedroom villa. This one is actually located directly in front of the hotel, so great access to the commercial centre and everything else. Let's take a look inside. Two bedrooms. This is the living area, obviously. Open plan kitchen, dining area, stairs leading upstairs to the master bedroom. The guest bathroom. The second bedroom. ample space for 2 single beds or a double bed. Access directly out into the terrace as well, which is nice. Built-in wardrobe. Take a look upstairs. You've got the ensuite bathroom here, with a bath and a shower. Both bathrooms have got windows in, which is nice. Large double bedroom, very bright, very spacious. Built-in wardrobes. You can see the qualities of the properties. The wardrobes are fully lined. They've got built-in chest of drawers. Ample space. Chest of drawers. Great qualities. All the windows have these persianas, these blinds on them. So again, great blackout blinds. Fantastic. And coming out onto the private terrace of the master bedroom. Again, nice, I guess, 20 square metre terrace. As you can see, the swimming pool down there. Views out to the sea.
From that, Mark, what strikes me is the space and the very large terraces. I mean, you get a whole villa for €89,000. It's pretty amazing.
That's the value. I mean, that's the fantastic value of it. So you're getting maybe 80 square meters of living, as opposed to in a town centre, you would get maybe 50 square meters of living and 10 square meters of outdoor space, as opposed to over 200 meters of outdoor space. So it's definitely, there's people living there permanently. There's people coming for longer periods of time. We're seeing I think with this current situation, we're seeing an increasing amount of people now working from home. So especially, a lot of people have proven that they can work digitally from home. So there's a lot of people that are coming out here and buying properties to say, okay, we're going to spend 3 months there and work throughout the winter period in the UK or in other parts of Northern Europe. And as I say, we're getting, from the other side of it, we sold to one client. She bought one for herself. She came out, she hadn't seen the development, came, loved it. And then bought 2 more as rental investments, and we've rented both of them, and she's getting 8% yield on them. So we've rented them both long term, one to an Italian couple and one to a German guy, and yeah, she's delighted. So again, it's as a rental investment. She'd got buy-to-let properties in the UK, but it just works so much better for her here.
And yeah, I mean, with these people who can, digital nomads or people who can go and work elsewhere, I mean, long-term rentals, there must be a few more opportunities coming up there then long-term rentals a better bet than short-term rentals. I mean, obviously at the moment, perhaps, but I mean, how do you see that evolving in the Canaries?
I think we do both. As a company, we manage long-term and short-term, and as I say, around 250 properties. The negative side of somebody buying a property and renting it long-term is obviously they can't use it themselves. But obviously, if it's just as an investment, then we find a tenant for you. We manage it on a monthly basis. We collect the utility payments, etc., and it's hassle-free. But it's also hassle-free as far as holiday rentals. That particular development, you get around about €70 a night for a rental property. So again, we do that, but then you've got the ability to be able to use the property yourself for obviously your own and family use. So I think it depends on the client situation. If somebody's buying purely as an investment, then we would advise them on the best way. Currently, I would say, listen, let's do, even if we've done quite a few medium to long terms, so sort of like 3-month contracts, and said to people, okay, listen, of course, instead of getting €500 a month, we could get €500 a week, but let's, at this moment in time, you bought it as an investment, let's get a return on your investment, and that's worked for a lot of people.
And in Fuerteventura, there's no issue about holiday licenses, like there was an issue in Tenerife at one point.
There's not an issue. Certain buildings, yes. So again, you have to make sure that what you're buying is possible. And obviously a lawyer would help. We can recommend a lawyer and they would double check that for you. As a company, we would apply for your touristic license anyway. But no, this development is possible to rent. However, there are some older buildings that it's not possible to rent. So that's one thing you do need to make sure when you're looking at buying a place.
It looked a bit quite windy in that walkthrough. I mean, I know that Fuerteventura is really famed for its water sports and surfing up in especially the north, I think. Is that sort of I mean, what's it like in the winter? I don't know when that video was filmed, but
that was done around about Christmas time. That's there is, you know, not always today there isn't, but sometimes there is a breeze, and it's a welcome breeze. You know, I mean, July when I was here, there was a nice breeze, but it was great. It was a lot different to the mainland because you know you felt a lot more comfortable with a nice breeze around you, and it eliminates the fact of needing aircon, which is, you know, can dry you out and things. So, but it's no, I mean, some days it's a little bit more windier than others, but it's not a noticeable thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to give people a peek out of your window, a bit of a pan around?
A pan around my window.
Amazing sea view. Oh wow! Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, that would be amazing in March in London. I'm very envious at this moment.
So as I say, every 20 minutes you can go across to Lanzarote.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Mm-hmm. And the people who are buying at the moment, I mean, are you still getting people who want to potentially move across to the Canaries? We'll talk about how they might do that at the end, but I mean, is the appetite there?
Nothing has changed. I think the appetite has grown stronger. Nothing has changed. People are still planning for the future. Most people who had got a 2 or 3 year plan have actually brought that 2 or 3 year plan forward. Again, because of the current situation, I think everybody has reevaluated and taken stock of their lives and what they're looking at doing. So a lot of people have brought that forward. The UK market has been fantastically buoyant as far as the housing market. So a lot of people have sold their properties surprisingly and then gone, right, okay, now we're in a position. So people are still doing that. We had a couple of guys who had worked for the NHS and one for a private hospital. And again, they'd already got a property here, then decided they was going to upgrade in a few years' time. But again, just because of the stress of the current last year, they decided to bring their plans forward and sold the house and have moved over now and bought a villa. So people are changing their plans, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, not everyone, but there's quite a few people out there who've actually managed to save money during the pandemic because they haven't travelled, etc. So there is a certain certainly we've been seeing people in the UK buying second homes as well. So
yeah, I mean, our interest, I think for January we was 37% up on the previous year, and last January we was up on the year previous, you know, and that's from different sources. It's not just from one source. So, you know, very much so the interest is there and stronger. And in fairness, Spain has always been one of the number one destination, and I think it's just got, again, for its accessibility and ease to get to. The Spanish are very welcoming, you know, regardless of what's happened. You know, Brexit's a thing of the past and been forgotten about. So everybody's, you know, but the Spanish still want the British to come, very much so, and are welcome when they do move here, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm sure I can see that. So the final property is we're moving to the Costa del Sol, arguably the sort of the most well-established of the destinations. It's Cala de Mijas, an area I've been to a couple of times, brilliantly located sort of in the middle of the equidistant between two airports, isn't it? And it's so easy for all the wonderful places on the Costa del Sol. Tell me about and obviously prices are a bit more on the Costa del Sol. This one is 124,000. Tell me about the development we're going to look at, Mark.
Well, this is an incredible development. This was built again around about 12, 13 years ago, and again an investment fund bought a number of properties there and has basically sat on them until the market obviously improved. You can buy properties there from 124,000. They're brand new, never been lived in. The urbanisation itself is very well maintained. There's about 100 properties there that are lived in. The great thing, it's slightly outside of La Cala itself, maybe 5-minute drive into La Cala, but the prices are incredible. I mean, La Cala over the last 5 or 6 years has certainly been a booming place. You know, lots of new build properties, and the equivalent properties probably nearly 100,000 euros more expensive, I should think, closer down to the town centre itself and built today. So it's great value, which is why we've again been selling quite a lot in there. And it is a household name. Everybody knows La Cala de Mijas. You know, it's as you say, 15, 20 minutes away from Marbella and Puerteventura, 20 minutes, 25 minutes away from the airport in Malaga, 10 minutes away from Fuengirola. So it's a great location. Beautiful beaches, beautiful, nice Spanish fishing village. It's and is evolving over time and getting better. You've then got championship golf courses around you. You must have 15 championship golf courses around you. La Cala Golf Resort, which again is about 10-minute drive away. There's a 5-star spa hotel and 3 championship courses there. So yeah, great area, great resort, and fantastic properties. The qualities on these properties are incredible. Siemens appliances and different things. So it was really built to a high standard.
Brilliant. Well, let's take a look now.
Vitania Resort in La Cala. This is a 3-bedroom apartment, finished to a very high standard, very light and airy. You see the living area. Very nice kitchen, all fully fitted, including microwave, dishwasher, American style fridge freezer, plenty of work surfaces in there as well. And this one has a little area out the back which could be used for laundry. Going back through to the living area, nice marble floors. All the units have got a fireplace as well. Very good proportions, lots of space, and huge terraces as well. Very big. Going out, you can make a nice garden area down there as well. You can see this is a 3-bedroom. 2 of the bedrooms go straight out onto the terrace. See, very nice terrace area. And then you have 2 parking spaces which you get direct private access down to, and the storeroom down at the bottom. So lots of opportunities with this sort of space. Here you can see slightly elevated ground floor looking out onto the swimming pool. Beautiful pool area, and you can see the gardens as well. Very, very nicely kept. Going back through the living area, and then floors change into wood when you go into the bedrooms, which is nice. Second bathroom, guest bathroom on the back, walk-in shower, and then we've got 1 bedroom on the back being used as an office. Second guest bedroom, you could either put a large double bed in there, or as you can see, quite easily 2 singles, and you've got fitted wardrobes in both as well, air conditioning in each of the rooms, and then more storage space there, more fitted wardrobes here. Main bathroom, very nicely fitted, very good fittings, so grower, taps, shower fittings, heated towel rail, bidet toilet, and all the apartments come fitted with this. And then a very large master bedroom. You can see you've got more than enough space. Apart from a large double bed, you could also fit extra drawers if you haven't got enough storage with all of the fitted wardrobes, or another chair, but lots and lots of room. Again, direct access out onto the balcony.
Well, I think this is really stunning, the way that it's all sort of screened off from the pool, and I think it's very good quality. I mean, that was a 3-bed we just saw, wasn't it? So how much would that be?
3 beds are starting at 203,000 euros. So right. Incredible value. Again, on the coast, you would, as I say, they're a 5-minute drive away from the coast. On the coast itself, you would pay 400,000 for that, if not more. So, incredible value.
And it's a bit more cosmopolitan, isn't it, compared with the some of the other areas? But you get quite a lot of nationalities in Mijas, is that right?
Yes, a lot of mixture, again, which is why it's got great all year round life. So there's obviously it's a Spanish working village, but you've also got a lot of Scandinavians there. You've got a lot, British, Scandinavian, Belgians, French, totally every different nationality. So there's always life. The bars and restaurants are always open. So it's a great weekly market, twice weekly market, and the ferry ground. So it's a great area with lots going on.
Is it true that there's the old Pueblo and then there's the sort of the beach bit of Mijas? Is that right?
We've got they built a new commercial centre, I don't know, 15 years ago on the outskirts of the Pueblo, or extended the town. So then you've got that, but then you've got another new commercial centre that's being built now around a development around the ferry ground. So some new bars and restaurants opening there. So it's changing. It's nice that you've still got the fishmongers there, the fruit and veg shops and things run by the old Spanish people there. But then you've got the big, your Mercadonas, your big household supermarkets of Spain.
Yeah, I mean, the Costa del Sol is hard to beat for the pure level of options, amenities, shops, isn't it? I mean, that's what you're paying for, really.
The amenities are second to none. You can't, it's got from the airport down to Fuengirola, which, as I say, is less than 10 minutes in a taxi away. You've got the train. So you can take a train from the airport down to Fuengirola and then jump in a taxi. Really easy. So it has got, great bus services. It's got great services in comparison, to the other coast. The other coasts are improving, of course they are, but certainly the Costa del Sol is leading the way on its facilities.
Yeah. And so moving on to sort of, if I wanted to come and, live there full time, what are the options for me, post-Brexit as a British person?
Well, nothing has really changed. I mean, it's obviously, if you did it prior to last year, then everything was clear cut and everybody knew what was going on. But now we've still got people who are coming. The difference is you need to demonstrate that you can afford to live in the country. But then, we would always advise our clients to be, there's no point in coming here if you can't afford to live here. It's again, so it's not like you've got to have millions in the bank to come and move to Spain. You've got to demonstrate that you can basically feed yourself and look after yourself and have private medical insurance until you can get involved in the Spanish medical system, etc. Mm-hmm. So you just got to prove that you can live. So a certain amount of money in the bank for a certain period of time. So it's not that complicated. Nothing has changed. The Spanish still want the British to come and live here. And again, I think there's so much confusion about how much time you can spend here. If you're coming for holidays, we don't have people that spend more than 180 days at a time anyway. It's, most people come and go and want to go back and see family, grandchildren, have work commitments. So, majority of our clients it's as a second home. It's not as a permanent home, certainly on the Costa del Sol. But if it is a permanent home, if you're spending 200,000 plus on a property, or 150,000 euros plus on a property in the Costa del Sol, then you can demonstrate that you've got 2,000 euros a month to live on, or 1,000 euros a month, whatever is needed to live on. So, and if you haven't, then realistically you should be thinking about a different place. There's no point in trying to live somewhere. The cost of living in Spain is a lot cheaper than the UK, but you still need money. You need money everywhere in the world to live, no?
Do you get people asking about the golden visa?
So the golden visa is a different thing. So again, the golden visa, if you invest more than $500,000 into property, then you can become a citizen. So you get the golden citizenship. So you get the golden visa. Spain brought that into place about 5 years ago, I think. So that's a different thing. That was predominantly focusing more to like the Chinese market and Russian market and different things like that, because obviously for the UK at the time it was very simple to come into Spain anyway. So that's a different option. So yeah, if you come and buy something for 500,000, then you don't need to demonstrate money in the bank at all. It's a different situation.
But you have to have, you can't get a mortgage for it. So basically you have to have a hefty lump of money to start with.
Yeah. I mean, we've just done a property to a lady. She's actually originally from England, but she's been living in America, and they've moved over and they bought a new property, but we've included the furniture into the investment to what she's invested in Spain. So the property was 450,000, and with extras on the property and furnishings, it's taken it over 500,000, and that's qualify for her to get a golden visa. So different.
Brilliant. So thinking about how people can prepare ready to they can obviously look at a lot of these great walkthroughs, virtual tours, but I mean, there's other things they can do to get things in place ready to buy if they really want to sort of come out this summer.
Yeah, I mean, there's an element to say we've been working with clients in two different ways. So we've had clients that have been buying and getting themselves ready, and so that literally they've already got their keys, and when they can fly over on the 17th of May, they can go to their property and everything is ready. We've got other clients that we've been working on, and again, properties will sell, so it's difficult to say fine that property is still going to be available in May when you come. But we've been working with those on a one-to-one basis about areas and doing, okay, I like La Cala de Mijas. I've not been there, but it looks great. Okay, well, listen, let's go. We've got some longer videos, or we can do some personal videos of going around the town and showing you the town. So we've done that. Introducing people to a legal representative that can help them on that process, so they can get a lot of their questions answered beforehand. We work with a Place in the Sun currency, so we've been again getting people registered with the guys at a Place in the Sun currency, so that they've got their accounts open, and to the fact that the exchange rate is obviously a lot better now. So a lot of people have already got a deposit sitting with the guys at a Place in the Sun currency ready to when they do find a property, they can pay the deposit straight away, and everything is I'm not saying that this is going to be a lot smoother for people to make that transition. We're now starting to book inspection trips again and people coming. And again, I think we've now got a date to work to. So everybody's preparing themselves and getting themselves in place. So, if people are looking at a new build property, then obviously it doesn't come with furniture. So again, looking at different furniture stores, everybody's had time now to do maybe more research that they would normally do after the event of buying a property. They're now actually doing it now, so that we can, when they do find a property, everything else is in place.
So you can set yourself up with a lawyer, have discussions. Can the lawyer can sort out things like an NIE number, can't they? Can you set up a bank account without physically going to Spain?
Yep, you still need to come and sign. So, for instance, we work with various different banks. We say Sabadell. You can physically go and they can open a bank account for you. And when you come to Spain, you would need to sign in person yourself. Again, some people are already doing power of attorney. So it's common to do when you're in Spain to give the lawyer power of attorney so they can act on your behalf, so they can do the electricity and change that into your name, etc. But a lot of people are doing that already from the UK. So again, that's in process and being, everything is done, as I say, prior to coming, so that when they come, it's a lot more, I don't know, relaxed. They go and it's just about finding a property. They've already found the area or done the research of the area. As I say, for me, it's very much, it's down to a budget. There's no point in saying, if you say to me, I've got 150,000 euros, okay, and I want X, Y, and Z, then we need to advise you where you can get that. It's pointless me saying to you, okay, fine, I've got 100,000 and I want to be in La Cala de Mijas. It's not going to happen. We need to set our expectations and look at it. However, go away from La Cala de Mijas and go to Puerto de Mazaron, you would get for 100,000 a fantastic property in a similar town to La Cala de Mijas, but for a different budget,
And you mentioned budget. I mean, also one of the things you could do is talk about the mortgage get pre-qualified by someone as well. Is that something you'd advise?
Yeah, again, we're doing that. We're working with clients on, answering all their questions prior to coming. So, and if we've got more time, because obviously, we're still at the same staff levels as we had, and the guys have got more time. They're not taking clients out on a daily basis, but they're taking clients virtually on a daily basis. So they're speaking to them and going, okay, fine, where's your money coming from? Well, we was thinking of doing this, or equity release in the UK. Let's put you in touch with someone in the UK to help you with there, or let's help you with a mortgage here in Spain. So I think getting the whole process done prior to people coming, as I say, with everything from the lawyer's side, the currency side, finance side, banking side.
Yeah, and just remind people how much to allow on top of for the purchase costs, how much to allow on top of those figures you've been talking about.
We always say to people to allow 10 to 12%. If they're going to take finance, then they need to allow up to 15%. And again, that works differently on different areas and different products. So some products are subject to purchase tax, and others are subject to VAT. So that's why we always say to allow 12% to 15%. And I would sooner people get money back, rather than it comes to completion, it's like, oh, you need an extra few thousand, and people haven't budgeted for that.
Okay, and to finish off, let's talk about if they book, you mentioned viewing trips, that you're beginning to book some of those in. Just give people an idea of what to expect of one of those.
So for us, the reason we do so many viewing trips is for us to be able to do our job properly. So ultimately, we need to be able to spend time with people. You know, it's a big investment, and it's a big thing in your life to be buying a properties overseas. So normally we tend to have 3 or 4 days of a client. So we book the flights and the hotel and the accommodation. We obviously do the research with you and talk about what your ideas are prior to coming. And then on arrival, we collect you from the airport, take you to the hotel, get you settled in the hotel, and then we start the process. But it's not about jumping straight into lots of properties. It's, again, people change their mind. They arrive in Spain and their thought processes may be different to when they were sitting back in the UK. So we spend the time then looking at properties, introduce you to a lawyer to ask any questions you've got on the legal side, help you with a bank account, open the bank account, talk to our rentals department. So again, you may say, okay, we're thinking of renting, and we're thinking of buying a property in Duquesa on the west side of the Costa del Sol, but we really need to rent it a lot because it's going to cover the finance we've got. We would then be honest and say, listen, ideally we need you to move closer to the airport because we're going to get better rental returns for you than we are down in Duquesa, you know, and just advising people that the best way for what they're looking for. So predominantly, as I say, it's 3 or 4 days. It's very relaxed. Again, it's about enjoying the country, you know, and us showing most of us. I mean, I've lived here 15 years. Most of the guys have lived here similar sort of time. So again, you know, they've got vast knowledge of showing you different areas. You know, you go to La Cala de Millas, we can show you all of La Cala de Millas. You may drive through it on your own and just go, I didn't really see too much, but it's, you know, there's different ways to drive through. There's different areas. There's the Spanish side of it. There's the commercial side of it. So it's about getting to feel for the area, what we're looking in.
Yeah, it comes down to local knowledge. And you know, I know that, yeah, from doing sort of trips in a similar way, you as a tourist, you know, you really don't know, but you can show them the whole sort of the places where locals eat, the places where locals go, and that's the expertise, isn't it?
Yeah, when I first moved to Spain, so I knew the Costa del Sol really well, but I drove from Barcelona down to the Costa del Sol took 3 weeks to do it, and we kept stopping at different places, and places I stopped at, I was like, oh, I don't like it here, but now I've revisited it knowing it, or I've been shown it properly, and I love those places. You know, the first time I went to Cartagena, it was like, I hated it. It was like, but I had a bad experience. We arrived late on a Sunday. The kids was tired and different things. Now I think Cartagena is one of the most beautiful cities I've been to, but I know it totally differently. So I think it's, some people go, oh, we're going to go and have a look at somewhere ourselves. And you cannot beat somebody who lives here to show you that area and the different cultures and the different sides of it.
Yeah, no. So what's a final couple of sort of thing to take away for anyone thinking of buying this summer, Mark? What one crucial sort of tip to sort of help people?
I think you need to find somebody you're happy to work with. So the market here works totally different to the UK. The UK, you put your house up, you put it for sale with one agent, and they sell the property. We're not just selling properties, we're showing people a lifestyle and a different country. So I think you need to find the person who you feel comfortable working with. That's the key factor. And from that point of view, talk to that person, talk to that agent. We have access as a company. Our company has access to virtually everything that's for sale in Spain. So from different real estate companies we collaborate with and work with. So rather than making multiple inquiries to different people, you can pick one partner you're happy to work with. And tell them everything. Tell them what you like to do. Tell them, do you like to cook? Do you like to go out? Do you like the entertainment? You don't like the entertainment? You just want to come away and chill and not particularly see anybody? Everybody's got their own different preconceived ideas of what they want to do. Get yourself ready. As I say, take this opportunity now. We've now got a period and we know when we can hopefully start to travel. So make your plans, put them in place. As I say, speak to a different lawyer, open a bank account, get yourself prepared and put all the planning in place so that when you do come out here, it's just a pleasure to start going around and seeing different areas and seeing different properties.
Gosh, I can't wait for one. So we're all dying for that time. And the brochures for the properties that we've looked at are going to be available on this page to look at for anyone. We've got further properties you can find on our website from Your Dream Home. We've got buying guides to Spain on aplaceinthesun.com, and we've got some Brexit webinars to listen to with advice. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you very, very much, Mark, for showing that.
Everybody is welcome. I mean, as I say, we've got around about 40 employees, but anybody is more than happy to contact me. My email address is mark@yourdreamhome.es. And to book any questions, whatever it may be, or if they see a property or see an area they want to find more about, then we will do a personal tour for them and show them it.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, look, have a great summer. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
Mark.
Bye-bye.